Hey everybody, tonight I'm just going to do a quick feeding video here of Butterbean. He's been romping around and splashing and making all kind of noise. I've been going around the room doing my regular feeding routine, and he gets really upset if I don't get him some food pretty quickly, and he's figured out that if he splashes at the surface it gets my attention. So I gave him one piece of krill and I made my rounds, got everybody fed, and now I'm going to come back and I'm going to give him a little bit more. And this is what I feed him. This is his normal staple food. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it in this light. I believe it's San Francisco Bay brand. It's just freeze-dried river krill or freeze-dried river shrimp. And he absolutely loves them. I'm saying he arbitrarily. He is a blast to watch eat. It's fun watching him eat the snails because he's really meticulous and slow, and he makes his way around and examines it very carefully. But when the shrimp is in there and it's floating around in the water, he just grabs it before, while he's got a chance, and he's much more aggressive about it. And while it does come out on video, you can hear the little gnashing of his teeth and little crunching noises. It's nowhere near as loud as it is when you're here. You've really got to be actually right in front of him to appreciate how loud he is when he crunches and chomps and chews on that stuff. So me and my camera, once again, are disturbing him. He normally will eat 3 or 4 of those. He'll eat until he's big and fat. If you're familiar with Butterbean and you've seen plenty of his videos, you'll know that he can get big and swollen and round. So he definitely has more of an appetite than that, but once again, I believe me standing here in front of him with the camera and talking and everything is enough to put him off his feed, so to speak. There he goes, he got back to it. I didn't distract him too much. So I've had people ask me about trimming his teeth and whether or not I've ever had to trim them, and I have not. I do feed him snails on a fairly regular basis, and the snail shells, even though snail shells that live in my water are not particularly hard because I don't have enough calcium in my water for the snail shells to get really hard, but they are still snail shells. Much harder than the shells on these little freeze-dried krill here. So I've never had an issue with his teeth, but if my understanding is correct, then the teeth on a figure 8 puffer are actually soft enough that if you only fed them freeze-dried krill and never fed them any snails at all, the krill itself would be enough to keep their teeth in check. I don't know that from personal experience, but I've read that in more than one place, that the figure 8s have fairly soft teeth by puffer standards, and you can get away with just giving them krill. You don't have to give them hard-shelled items. And if their teeth are that soft, then I would definitely stay away from giving them really hard-shelled type items, like maybe trumpet snails might be a little too hard for them. But the ram's horn are fine, the common pond snails are fine, and then of course if you've got live shrimp, fresh shrimp, freeze-dried shrimp, anything like that is certainly a soft enough shell for the puffer to eat very easily. So let's see if he comes up. We'll give him one more. He definitely knows there's some more coming. They are fascinating fish. I've said it plenty of times, I'll say it again, I definitely recommend puffers if anybody is considering one or interested in one. They're definitely worth making the investment. You definitely have to set a tank up, especially for one. You've got to be a little more advanced in the hobby. They're definitely not beginner fish, but if you feel you're up for the task, they are very, very rewarding fish. I really wish he'd either stay at the front of the tank or the back of the tank. I feel like I'm going to give everybody a tennis match neck going up and down instead of side to side with me trying to look in the top versus through the glass. And then of course he keeps getting lost in the glare of the light back there. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. You get the idea. He's fun to watch, but we can always get more video of him because I feed him every day. I can do this whenever I want. So I'm going to call that good. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss anything. I'm hoping to get caught up on a lot of stuff I got to get done in the fish room this week. And you don't want to miss any of that. So don't forget, this one is my brackish tank. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one.